global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. Fairly recently, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had, that's some weeks back, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had an exchange, so to speak, between himself and Asari Dokubo over the issue of Biafran funds. According to both of them, there had been, funds they're contributed by the people of Biafra who have been angling to have Biafra actualized for their defense funds, and they've been doing that for some time now. This fracas was going between accountability of those funds and all that, of which Asari Dokubo openly acknowledged the fact that these guys, as indigenous people of Biafra, were living with him. They were sent by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come live with him in his Cotonou house, in Cotonou mansion, of which there had been this 20 million Naira fracas that MNK said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he gave to Asari, and Asari said, okay, at some point at the beginning he was saying no such thing happened. He swore with the Quran, and eventually he kind of admitted in a stylish manner that yes, not really that they gave him 20 million, but the truth of the matter is, there's this money for logistics. Really, he had to look after these guys. Some of them had to eat, they need to eat food, and some of them too, he had to give them 1,000 for special upkeep. And these guys, according to him, they were combatant men for Biafra. They were there for training, to train them, to prepare them for combat and all that, of which everybody thought it has fizzled out because of other issues went forward. They all went forward. Other issues overtook that event. Well, it looks like Asari Dokubo has entered in some sort of a mess by virtue of his video, because he had acknowledged that he housed IPOB members in his Cotonou mansion. That's indigenous people of Biafra. Don't forget that in some years back, the federal government of Nigeria quickly proscribed the indigenous people of Biafra, terming them terrorist group. And so barely 1 week ago, when Shehu Garba, the senior special assistant on social media and publicity to the president Muhammad Buhari, when he came up and acknowledged the fact that of a truth, he had some privileged information that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's group have been, paying about $85,000 monthly just to sustain, according to him, quote unquote, propaganda, and to destroy the relationship Nigeria as a country had with EU, United States, and of course UK. Of which now this is the same group that have been causing this problem, quote unquote, to Nigeria, and someone somewhere who is still within the shores of Nigeria has acknowledged that he knows these guys, and he has been preparing them, the young ones who are ready for defense. He has been preparing them for the incoming issues that will be coming up, which means with your 20 million, that means you have been within Nigeria been perpetrating such. I've always been saying this shouldn't have come up. They should have done this whole thing internally. But let's find out what had transpired that had made Asari Dokubo now in DSS nest. The State Security Service, self-styled as the Department of State Services, on Thursday invited ex-Niger Delta militant leader Asari Dokubo over comment he made on the feud between him and Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Asari had, in a video, admitted to have received the sum of 20 million naira from the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, at a time when Kanu was in Nigerian prison. Kanu said the money was meant to support Niger Delta Avengers and IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra members, to secure South from herdsmen and others. Dokubo, who admitted that the money given to him was used in addressing tax and issues that concerned the indigenous people of Biafra members who came to his mansion to undergo joint training, alleged that the money was not enough to carry out the task given to him. And that's where the problem began. The fact that he acknowledged that he received such an amount of money, and this said people are supposed to be prescribed, and they're all coming down to your home to undergo training, which means with your video you have indicted yourself that you have direct link and direct relationship with the indigenous people of Biafra, whom quote and unquote the country have been looking out for. Okay, now this video, now he has been invited by DSS and he has made the videos. He can't take it back. He didn't say he directly collected the money, but he actually said the money itself is not going to even be enough. And in his video, if you check very well, he has been saying it over and over again that those guys always live with him, those guys stay with him. So which means if they're looking for indigenous people of Biafra, don't look too far. Just ask Asari Dokubo, who is still within within the state of Nigeria, so they can actually pinpoint those who are the combatant soldiers of Biafra, that's the independent indigenous people of Biafra, and those who are not. Since he openly, without even being cajoled, without being beaten, without being encouraged, he openly acknowledged that he knows them and they're supposed to go through training. Things that are meant for in-house should remain in-house for me, but that video coming from the angle of the Nigerian government is quite indicting. Some persons were saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is showing him that he knows people and all that. I don't think so. I think it's a case of self-indictment here, being the fact that just fairly recently, Gaba is, this shows that the government is really not happy with the movement that is going on. They've been quiet for a while over the issue of IPOB and what they've been doing on and offline. So they're like, it doesn't matter, these guys, they will always have a way of coming around. Let's move out and look at more weightier matters. But it looks as if the more they're looking the other way and looking at more weightier matters, the matter of indigenous people of Biafra is becoming weightier every day. And if there's anybody they can use as a leverage to squash, to stop, and to probably stop the spread of the encouragement and motivation they have, then they're looking at maybe Asari Dokubo. Don't forget that Asari Dokubo himself is not lily-livered. He has always said it that in his own case he has his own boys, okay, and his children. So most of his family members are out there, they're not in the country. He deliberately did that anyway, but he has one or two children who are there with him who are ready. So he said what he said, he knew the implication. I feel he should know the implication of coming openly. A lot of persons, I believe that maybe there are people out there who know members of indigenous people, those who are registered and all that. So sometimes they keep it mild, they keep it calm, they keep it safe. But Asari's video was not done privately. It was done in his home years, but he published it in the public domain of the internet, so everyone have access to it, including the DSS. And he was called in for questioning. He's yet to give the public feedback on how it went. If he's going to even open up and say that they called him, because I believe that those questionings will be done secretly, not to make it public, and probably the responses he may want to give, they may also advise him not to make his responses and the question also public. So whatever the case may be, I guess he has learned a lesson or two. One of the few lessons I know he must have learned is whatever it is you must have done, you collected those monies. He didn't collect it in the public domain, I guess. It was collected in the secret. And it's assumed that this whole agreement thing should have also been settled in the secret. Coming to the public to wash your dirty linen and wash your dirty clothing, for the whole world to see. These are part of the, the consequences. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. We have heard it all. I just hope that this probably may end here, but I know it may not just end here. More more allegations may come up over the same issue. Maybe more invites in the future may come up over the same issue, because Nigerians are not smiling over this issue, being the fact that there have been so many, destructions here and there because of this whole thing. So they're trying to curb it now. They're no longer looking the other way around. But that's what we're going to wrap it. Let's meet in our comment section. What do you think is the fate of Asari Dokubo, being the fact that he has been allegedly invited on Thursday, past Thursday, over the same matter? Or do you honestly also think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may also stretch hands of fellowship and see how he can help him out? Or do you just think that Asari Dokubo will just take care of himself? Let's meet in our comment section. Don't also forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more.